Hi guys, and welcome back to a new vlog on my channel, Books with Leo. Today I'm going to be trying to read 100 pages a day. I'm not sure for how long because like I cannot do any sort of commitment right now, okay? It's just not in me to do a commitment, but I might still stick it out for like a week or something. I don't know. I've also been doubting whether I wanted to make this video for such a long time just because I seem incapable of making any life choices currently. It's been a struggle. I've just decided, which is also a choice, that I'm just going to make the choice and then stick with it, even if I see later on that maybe it wasn't the best choice. All this indecisiveness I have inside of me is really very tiring, so yeah. I have seen several of my friends here on BookTube do similar things like reading challenges, and especially my friend Brit has been doing a lot of reading challenges and it's really working out for her. She's like in the best reading mood every time. She talks to me, she's like, I'm in the best reading mood. I've read like 1,000 books. And I'm like, that's great. I want that for me. And like genuinely, that's really great for her. So I was inspired to also do a reading vlog. I'm currently reading Fatlip by Hannah O'Donnell. This is sort of love story collection. It says that on the back. It's like an anthology of all different sort of scenes from Hannah's life. It's so well written. It's really beautiful so far. I've illustrated the new cover for Hannah's book. I'm not sure if I can show it yet because I don't think it's been officially revealed, but just trust me when I say it's really pretty and I'm really excited for it to come out. It's a rom-com. It's about a wedding. It's got a plus size main character and I'm really very excited to share the cover with you guys and to have a copy in my hands when it finally is out. I work as an illustrator. I'm also an aspiring writer and I didn't write any part of this book, but I did illustrate the cover, so it feels almost just as exciting. Well, not just as exciting, it just feels very exciting in general. So this is what I'm reading. It's a very short book, obviously. I'm on page 46. I have one of Sabine's super cute bookmarks in here. So this is not a very big book. So if I'm going to read 100 pages a day, I thought this would be a nice place to start because it will like motivate me. There's also a lot of books that I was reading that I've kind of put on hold because I felt like I wasn't in the right mood. So maybe I'll pick some of those up after I finish this one, not sure. And I was also reading At Night, which is a graphic novel series also by John Ellison, who also made Giant Days, which is one of my favorite graphic novel series. So far, I've been liking this, but it's not been like the best thing I've ever read. I'm not sure if like reading a graphic novel during this challenge is cheating, but I'm gonna do it anyway because it's my challenge and I make the rules. Okay, yeah, so that's the update. I'm going on a walk in a bit with Brit. And yeah, we've been doing like walks during quarantine, like old people going on walks together. It's been great. And yeah, the rest of the day I have to work. I'm working on my new website. I'm moving my web shop to my own website. I will maybe still also be using Etsy, but yeah, it's been really exciting. And I've also been working on a new collection for the web shop, which is even more exciting. So yeah, I hope to take you guys a bit with me in some of those things as well, whilst also talking about my reading challenge. So yeah, that's it. Guys, little reading update. So my decision was I would read 50 pages at lunch and then read 50 pages again at night, and I would try to do it from tomorrow on more as like 50 pages in the morning, 50 pages in the evening, but maybe like 50 pages during lunch is okay too. Like, depends on the day, I guess. I'm a little bit over the middle of Fatlip and I'm really loving it. I think This is exactly the type of book that I just really enjoy. It reminds me a lot of All I Know About Love by Dolly Alderton. It's just a bit more personal to Hannah's experiences, and I think it's really interesting to read about Hannah's experiences being plus size and the things she went through with dating but also teaching. There was this one paragraph in this book that I enjoyed a lot, especially where she's talking to this guy on a dating app and he's asking her like, what are you doing? And she's like, I'm sat on the couch watching El Dorado and eating cereal with my roommate. And the guy is like, well, that's not very sexy. And then she writes like, her writing skills kicked in and she was like, oh no, I'm in the bath, I'm naked, I'm soaking wet just for you. And then she like talks with him about this. She's just sort of having fun with it, and then the way it wraps up is so hilarious. The way she writes this is just so funny. Like the guy texts her, are you all soapy, are you dirty? And then she's like, part of me wanted to argue, you could not be both. And I'm like, yeah, that's true. Anyway, in the end he's like, you should get out of the bath, the water is really cold now probably. And she's like, you know I'm not actually in the bath, right? And then his feelings are all hurt. And it's just really funny. She's so funny, and I think the prose is genuinely so beautiful. So this makes me extra hyped that I got to design a cover for such a talented young writer. And Hannah is also an absolute sweetheart. So if you want to support her, definitely read this book. I genuinely really love it so far, and I would love to one day write something similar. It reminds me of my columns as well. Like, I write columns for a feminist platform and they're very similar to this. Like, I talk about my dating life and about like my hardships in life and all sorts of things. And yeah, just the way she writes so poetically but with so much humor is what I aspire. Like, I love it. I've read 50 pages already, but I might read some more just because I'm really into it, and I'm not sure what I'll pick up afterwards, so I'll let you know. Hi everybody, I look so charming. Oh my god. It is currently, what time is it even? It is 11:30. I was trying to go to bed early. Obviously that failed. It's not late, but it's like, it's not early. It's been a really long time since I did a vlog and I actually like filmed at night. I think I still need to read around 30 pages of Fatlip before I finish it, and then I need to read another 15 pages in a new novel in order to complete the challenge for today. I have half an hour left because if I don't finish before midnight, then technically I didn't read the 100 pages in a day. I think I should be fine though. If I make the choice of what I will read after this soon enough, then I will be fine. So let's do some reading. Hi guys, so I have read 100 pages yesterday. I did it, I read 100 pages. I did read the last 14 or so in a graphic novel. I make the rules, so I accept that. I mean, I'm still reading pages, just pages with a lot of imagery, but it's still reading, so it counts. Like, it just don't count for me, it counts. So I finished Fatlip yesterday. I really genuinely enjoyed it so much. I don't know, it's not that I thought I wouldn't like it, but I wasn't sure I was in the right mood for this book, and then I ended up absolutely loving it. It's just so funny and heartfelt, and I think Hannah has some really beautiful prose in there, and I just really enjoyed it. I did end up giving it 4 stars just because some of the stories at the end, I didn't connect with them as much as I connected with some of the stories earlier and in the middle of the book. Then I read By Night 3 by John Ellison, which is a graphic novel series, and it's, I don't know, I enjoyed the first 2 issues, but the third one, I don't know, it could possibly also have something to do with me like starting that and then stopping in the middle and then continuing like a week later. I just didn't care as much anymore. It's basically about these 2 girls, and there's a really old building, and they go inside and they find a different dimension, and her dad used to work for the company inside that building. I do think I will be continuing to read this graphic novel series just because the imagery is really pretty, and I just like the way John Ellison writes comics. It's just very funny, but still there's always a lot of adventure and like stuff going down. It might get better in the later volumes because like there's a lot to explore, especially the other dimension, and also all the issues have been from a different perspective of one of the characters so far, which is really cool as well because you get to see their point of view. So those are some things I did like. Some things I was like, what does this serve to the bigger plot? Not sure, but I did enjoy it. And then I started Right, what was it called? I think it was called something like Alice Dream to Dream, which is also a graphic novel, and this is so beautiful. I was reading this yesterday at night and I did not want to stop reading it, but I really had to go to sleep. I read a few pages in that and I'm going to try read, well, 100 more, or maybe like 50 and then read 50 in another book. But this is so beautiful. It's basically about a girl who has this superpower to infiltrate other people's dreams when she's sleeping in the same room as them. But she does not want this power and she's sort of struggling with it, but it sounds so cool, and the imagery has been really beautiful. The coloring, like the color scheme, all the purples and blues, and the way the compositions are made, it's just really, really pretty. So yeah, can't wait to read more in this graphic novel. That's it for now, I guess. Hi, bookish friends. My makeup is everywhere. Please ignore that, like pretend you didn't see. I've been designing some new bookmarks for Etsy. I've just edited a video and yeah, I still need to read 100 pages today. I did read 100 yesterday. I read the graphic novel Alice Dream to Dream. It was really good. I enjoyed it a lot. I'm thinking of maybe making a new graphic novel recommendations video soon. Ooh, the sun came in and all of a sudden I'm like a ghost in this frame. I need to pick a new book now to read 100 pages in. I'm having a really hard time. So maybe you guys can help me pick. Well, you can't, because I've already filmed this. And it's like a week later when you're seeing this probably. Anyway, so these are the shelves in my living room. Those are like some miscellaneous books I wasn't sure where to put. I don't think there's anything in here that I'm in the mood for now. These are a lot of my favorite books. So I've read most of these already. Except for this one. I thought this was just pretty, and this one too. But I don't think those are some I really want to read right now. I have this lovely habit of like putting stacks of books everywhere in my house. I don't think there's anything in these either that I want to read. And then we have this bit. I've been thinking of rereading this book for a really long time. Oh, look at my cactus. It's like given up on life. But I'm not sure. I am in the mood for some sci-fi, so I'll keep it in mind. So you guys always tell me I'm so aesthetic, and then I think of my room being like in this state sometimes, and I'm like, yeah, I am aesthetic, but I'm also not. And then we have the big bookshelves. Is there anything on here I want to read? I do not know. Making choices is hard. Let's see, I said already I was in the sci-fi mood. Some other sci-fi options I have is the second book in the series by Hank Green, A Beautifully Foolish Endeavour. I've been listening to the Hank Green podcast, the John and Hank Green podcast. I'm really enjoying that, so I think I really kind of want to read this. But also, I don't remember anything that happened in the first book, so I'm trying to figure out whether I need to remember anything that happened in the first book. No, you know what? I'm just going to read this. I know this is what I want to read, and I'm going to do it. Even though there's so many other books I'm also really interested in. I'm going to pick up this one. Now, let's pick a nice bookmark that kind of matches the book and get to reading, because I need to read 100 pages. Ah! Hi, it's me, future Leo, swooping in to tell you that this video is being sponsored by Skillshare. Thank you so much again, Skillshare, for trusting me to spread the word about your service. For those of you who don't know, Skillshare is an online learning community where thousands of people come together to learn new things, which is really cool. There are so many classes on there, and it's almost as if they put all the things that I'm interested in on the website. Like, all the categories interest me in one way or another. There's categories about freelancing, entrepreneurship, photography, video, illustrating, painting, so many cool things, writing. And I've tried out writing classes, painting classes, and this week I was like, let's see if I can find some productivity or planning classes, because I've been a bit stressed out lately, not going to lie, and I could use some time management. I use Notion to plan my things, but I very often abandon my Notion and just revert back to making to-do lists in my sketchbooks, which is fine, you know, and a lot of weeks my way of planning works for me, but there's also a lot of weeks where I feel majorly stressed out and it's not working the best for me. So I thought maybe this would be a good chance to see how some other people do it. And I found this class by Brooke Glazer, and it's called Easy Productivity Tips for Artists. And basically in this class, she shows you how she plans some productivity shortcuts, how she views productivity and all these different things. It's really nicely made and edited as well. So yeah, that's one of the many cool classes you can find on Skillshare. So if you're interested, please check out the link in my description. The first 1,000 people to click it will get a free trial of Skillshare Premium. And after that, it's still very affordable, only $10 a month. So yeah, this was a little ad break. Thank you so much again to Skillshare. And thank you so much to you guys for viewing my content and supporting an artist, and yeah, watching my sponsorship bits as well. Thank you so much. And yeah, let's get back to the video now. Hi guys, I'm wearing a very weird outfit today. I have like a Spencer, or like a, what do you call it in English? A sweater vest. And I have a blouse on top of it, and then I have this sort of really 70s dungaree thing. Not sure what I was going for, but I think it looks kind of cute, so we're rolling with it. So yesterday I made some dinner, and then I ended up reading A Beautifully Foolish Endeavour all through the night. Or well, not all through the night. I read until like 12-ish, I think, and I did manage to read 100 pages, which I'm sort of way too proud about, because like when I was reading, I was constantly feeling like I'm falling asleep, I cannot do it, I should just quit. And I was like, no, I really want to manage this challenge and do it and actually read 100 pages a day. So I managed. Very proud of myself, disproportionately proud of myself, I would say. I'm really enjoying this book, and I know that I love almost everything Hank Green does. Like, I think he's really cool. After watching that podcast with him on it, and then listening to his own podcast, and then reading this, I've of course also read the previous book, An Absolutely Remarkable Thing. I read that one in Dutch though, so I hadn't read like Hank Green's original words. I'd only read the translation, and I'm reading this one in English. I barely remember anything that happened in the first book, which is like a problem I have regularly with books. It's a struggle, but still it's really enjoyable, and I'm still like sort of, everything's like slowly coming back to me as I read more in this book, which is really great. I cannot really talk about what's going on in this book without spoiling the first one, but I will say that I just think Hank Green's writing is so smart and so fun to read. Like, it has me laughing out loud several times, and it proposes different questions about internet culture, our culture in general, society. Like, it's so smart. Like, it keeps me, like, there's so many ideas and things inside of this book that just make me go, whoa, that's like so clever. Like, I need to think about, I need to sit with that for a few days. I think especially if you exist in the online sphere, or if your job has anything to do with YouTube like mine has, you will relate to the first book, An Absolutely Remarkable Thing, and this one as well so much. And it's about aliens as well, and it's very existential in a way. It touches upon lots of subjects surrounding the way we live and why we live that way. It's so interesting, and I just love Hank Green's writing. And yeah, I can't wait to read more of this book. But right now I'm going to film a little bit for my YouTube channel. I'm like speaking Dutch and English at the same time. But right now I'm going to film a little bit for my YouTube channel. And yeah, I'll be back in this vlog when I've read 100 pages again, I guess, or not, I don't know. This is just a little side note. If you've ever edited a video for YouTube, or if you've ever been a YouTuber for that sense, you know what it's like to go through like an audio library of songs and just listen and listen and listen and listen until you find a good one. And it's literally me every other week. Like, not that one. No. That's not it. It can be so hard to find the exact right vibe for the video. Okay, let's get on with it. Hi friends, so I really surprised myself yesterday by actually managing to read more than 100 pages, which is so weird because I was ready to give up. It's Sunday today. I had to go to work yesterday. I still work part-time in a vintage store. I was really tired of this challenge. I just felt like on top of everything I had to do each day, I also had to read a ton. Instead of like feeling as if I was making time for myself to read, I just felt as if this was an extra pressure on the to-do list. I think a lot of these challenges just don't work as well for me because I'm already very stressed out. Even when I'm not super busy, I'm a stressy person. I'm working on it, guys. Anyway, I managed to read more than 100 pages. And a lot of that is due to this poetry collection that I just got in the mail yesterday by one of my friends. I know her from art school. Well, we weren't in art school together. I made a documentary about her actually. She's amazing with words and I love all of her poetry, and this is her first poetry collection. I think it's not like the actual thing because I think this is part of her graduation project, but it is so beautiful. It's in Dutch, so if you speak Dutch, definitely pick one up when it comes out. It's called We dachten dat we het in ons hadden om hard te zijn, by Elianne van Elderen. And that basically means, oh, I hate when I have to translate Dutch titles. We thought we had it in us to be hard. Not hard, but to be tough more, so I think. I'm so sorry, Elianne. I'm so sorry for butchering your book title. This poetry collection is full of amazing graphics. It is so cool, and I had such a good time checking it out yesterday. Let me show you one of my favorite spreads. It's so beautiful. It's really, really cool. And I think a lot of poetry, I like it way better when it's in Dutch. I don't know, I just get it better somehow. It's so beautiful. So I read, I think, 17 pages in this yesterday, and like these pages, they fly by because a lot of spreads are just like very illustrated. But that was very cool. And then I read another 55 pages in Heartstopper. This is a reread for me. Heartstopper is one of my favorite graphic novels, and as you can see, this is a graphic novel, so these pages also fly by. I don't know, I was taking it easy yesterday. This is basically about two guys that fall in love in high school and about their hardships and coming out and being bisexual, being panicked, being confused. It's a really, really good graphic novel series. It's one of my favorites. It always makes me very happy. And then I also read 70 pages in A Beautifully Foolish Endeavour by Hank Green. So I had a really good reading day yesterday actually. This book, I'm absolutely loving it. It's so conceptual in a way. Like Hank Green has all these weird ideas about the world and about like just weird sci-fi ideas that he put into this book, but it's so good. And one of my favorite things about this, which is not a spoiler I think, we follow all of April May's friends, like our main character from the first book, and some of them find a book that describes their lives as they're reading it, and it's super confusing and it's like a mystery, and that was at the beginning of this book, and that is so, I love those types of narratives. And now it's gone into more sci-fi, what's the meaning of life topics again, but it's really, really good and I'm really enjoying it. So these are some of the reads I'm currently reading. Yeah, I'm having a really good time actually. I was thinking of quitting the challenge because it was giving me too much stress, but now I'm on a roll, so I'm like, I don't want to quit anymore. So yeah, that's my little reading update. Me and my mum are going out in town to do some book shopping again. So she will be here in, I think, like 5 minutes or so. And yeah, I'm not sure if I'll take my camera with me, but I guess you'll notice what I did in a few seconds.
Hi friends, today's the last day of the challenge and I already read my 100 pages. I even read more. So I did it and I'm just like, I did it. What the hell? Okay, let me just walk you to my desk so I can discuss my reading. Okay, hi. Yeah, that works. So this is all of the stuff that I've read throughout the week and I've actually finished a total of 5 books, which is a lot. No, more actually. I just remembered I also read a graphic novel on my iPad. Wow. I read Fatlip by Hannah O'Donnell, which I really loved. And then yesterday and the day before, I read all 3 volumes of Heartstopper. This is a reread for me, but still. Obviously, these were so easy to fill the 100 pages with because, well, they're graphic novels, so you read through them fairly quickly, but that was really nice because I was getting really stressed out with this challenge, and even though I read these in 2 days, I also managed to then read a lot in these other books because these were like motivating me in a way. They took like the pressure off somehow. I read Alice from Dream to Dream by Giulio Macaione, which is the graphic novel I read on my iPad. I read Elianne van Elderen, her short story and poetry collection, We dachten dat we het in ons hadden om hard te zijn. And I also read a lot in A Beautifully Foolish Endeavour by Hank Green. I'm currently on page 271, so that's quite a lot as well. So I did really well. I have to say I liked this challenge just to try out and to motivate myself to read, but kind of the opposite happened where I didn't make time to read, but I more so pressured myself to do this extra task after I'd already done everything I had to do in that day. I feel I already discussed that yesterday as well. In the end, I was really enjoying it more and more though, because I felt like with those graphic novels in the mix, I felt less pressure to sort of push myself to read, and it was more so like, oh, I'm gonna have some fun reading and I'll see whether I make it to the 100 pages. But I did it for 7 days. Wild. Okay, yeah, for now I'm gonna relax and not pressure myself to do anything except for work, I guess. I hope you guys enjoyed this longer vlog and also this reading challenge. I want to thank Brit because she inspired me to try this out because she was doing it a couple of weeks ago. And yeah, have you guys ever challenged yourself to read a specific amount or anything like that? I'd love to know, and let me know in the comments down below what you thought of this challenge anyway. And yeah, thank you so much for being here, for watching me on my silly booktube channel, doing all these silly book things. And yeah, I just want to show my purple pants that I'm wearing today. Look. Okay. I guess that's it. I hope you have a lovely day and I'll see you around next time. Bye!